Assalamualaikum and welcome to our video. This video will talk about five characteristics healthcare professional do at work during pandemic COVID-19. Before my partner and I start, we will introduce ourselves. My name is Nursyazani binti Sabri.
And my name is Nonazia binti Patzi.
We're from KPGUC in Bachelor of Business and Management. Coronavirus disease 2019, as known as COVID-19, is contagious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome COVID-19 too. The first case was identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019. Symptoms of COVID-19 are variable, but often include fever, cough, breathing difficult, and loss of smell and taste. Symptoms begin 1 to 14 days after exposure of the virus. As a healthcare professional, they have to help government to coping the spread of COVID-19 in our country with some characteristics that they practice at work. They have five characteristics that healthcare professionals do in coping the spread of COVID-19, which are wearing a mask, keeping 1 meter distancing, always sanitize hand, always sanitize workplace, and avoid from being in crowded place. The first characteristic that healthcare professionals do in coping COVID-19 at work is they are wearing a mask. As citizens, we have to wearing a mask when we are in public. It will be a better if we wearing a mask as soon as we come out of home. As a healthcare professional, they have to always wearing a mask at work because they are in the place that have a high risk of COVID-19 because virus often spread through respiratory flight. If people wearing a mask, they can the probability to be infected by the virus is low. Wearing a mask can avoid from the virus that can be spread to air and surrounding area if we already infected by the virus. It will help to cut the virus from spread to another people. Remember to put on your mask before going outside. So next,
Okay, second characteristics. Next, keeping 1 meter distancing. We also need to maintain a distance of 1 to 3 meters when someone cough or sneezes because the virus can spread among people nearby, and this distance is also designed to block the method of transmission or aerosol and droplets transfer. If we keep our distance, we can avoid getting and in contact with around us. Next, able to avoid being approached or affected with this virus because the further away you are from the individual, the harder it is for an infection to take root in the body. Besides, by keeping the distance as well, we together can help prevent and help stop his epidemic from continuing to spread to other individuals. Okay, next. This is example we can see and practice at your work. One keeping 1 meter distancing.
The third characteristic is always sanitize hand. They have to always sanitize hand after holding a risky area such as the doorknob, the exposed surface with touch such as a doorknob and ATM machine button are one of the examples that show that a virus can spread through touch. This place is at high risk of getting infected by other individuals because we do not know the individual who touches the surface. Perhaps the surface have been touched by an individual who have been infected with COVID-19. As a healthcare professional, they will always sanitize their hands to avoid from being infected because they have to work so they can help government to coping the spread of COVID-19. This is how we apply hand sanitizer. Remember to sanitize your hand before and after you touch any area or surface. It will be good if we sanitize our hand always and after we touch a surface, for example, the doorknob.
In next for first characteristic, always sanitize workplace. We must always sanitize the workplace. This is important to prevent this COVID-19 epidemic from continuing to spread everywhere. It can prevent human contact from the danger of touching unclean areas or place, so that we can be in a clean, safe, controlled environment and avoid harmful and easily infectious sanitize. It can increase confidence while working because it is in a clean and safe environment. Next. So this example video sanitize workplace. When we sanitize workplace, we can be in a clean, safe, and controlled environment.
The last characteristic is they avoid from being in crowded place. As a healthcare professional, they will avoid from being in crowded and compact place to avoid from being infected by COVID-19. Crowded place will make it difficult for individuals to maintain a distance of 1 meter each other. Mass meetings are highly unwelcome nowadays. Therefore, as healthcare professionals, they often do virtual meeting if needed to avoid being in crowded place. They always did not gather and try to avoid from being in narrow place to prevent in accidentally crowded place. This is example of being in crowded place, we have to avoid from being in this situation, which is in crowded place to cut the spread of COVID-19 in our country.
So for conclusion, let us non-stop practicing a new normal or these features, such as always wearing a mask, keeping social distance, use hand sanitizer, always sanitizing the workplace, and avoid from being crowded place. If we continue to practice these characteristics in daily life, especially while at work, it can prevent it from approaching or being effective with this virus from continuing to spread. So can we be safer and more controlled? As a society that care about the importance of the life of the surrounding community, an individual must continue to practice the characteristic of this health professional to help avoid or stop this COVID-19 epidemic, especially we announced during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, that's all about we explanation five characteristics important five characteristics. So we hope uh, you all can get something from our explanation. All right. Thank you for watching.
Bye.